Hi, everyone. My name is Bradley Block, and I'm excited to speak with you today about how a modern, fully automated approach to AP has transformed businesses, made them more competitive, more profitable, and in a position to grow. First, a little background on me. I'm the CEO and founder of Factura.ai. I have an extensive finance background as a CFA charter holder, working in M&A and private equity, where we took minority and majority positions in mid-market companies. I've been part of $4 billion worth of acquisitions for a leading bank. I'm a husband and father of two adorable girls, and I'm athletic. I played on a national hockey team at the World Juniors, where we won a bronze medal. And I've completed a full Ironman and was still able to walk the next day. Through my experiences, I've learned one key thing that differentiates winners and losers. Our most critical insight is that the most successful businesses that generate the most profits and have a competitive advantage are the ones that allow their employees to focus on the most value-added tasks. They do not waste their employees' times with menial tasks. They don't exhaust an employee with $1 tasks. They let their employees solve million-dollar problems. It's that simple. You want your people on your team working at maximum performance to attain the greatest return, while providing them with a good work-life balance and fair compensation. What we are trying to do is give your company and people the right complementary tools that will help them achieve this. Kind of like a superpower to get your employees to do more beyond what is humanly possible and get them working on those more value-added tasks. The solution is really for you if you are in a leadership role in accounts payable, finance, accounting, or you are the owner. And your company is operating with 10 or more locations or processing more than 1,000 invoices per month. You are looking to modernize your accounts payable process by eliminating manual data entry, obtaining more transparency and controls over the AP process, to expedite the approval process to help your team close your financials faster, or you're looking to digitize your invoices for easy searchability and make it easy to find those invoices for an audit. You want to simplify your processes so that it is easy to train anyone, so that your employees enjoy what they're working on and give them the proper work-life balance. Or maybe your company is rapidly growing and you're running out of capacity with your current AP staff. Instead of adding more bodies, you're looking for technology to make your staff more productive and increase their processing capacity. When you break down your business, it is quite simple. You sell a product in exchange for money. As you add in all these other factors to run the business, it gets complicated with lots of moving parts, processes, and people with various skill sets and egos. With a tight labor market, wage inflation, and shifts in market dynamics due to COVID, now is the time to modernize your AP process and keep your employees happy and productive. Get them working on the most value-added tasks and set your company up for future growth and success. Let me illustrate it like this. You face a threat. We call it the threat of changing market dynamics. These threats are drastically impacting your business today and will continue to do so over the next few years. And the companies that are making changes today will be in the best position to adapt, be prepared, and be more profitable. The first threat is the tight labor market. It is hard to find and keep good quality staff. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the number of employees that voluntarily left their jobs have gone up in the last year. It is called the Great Resignation. When someone leaves, it has a dramatic impact on the rest of your organization, with a decrease in productivity and low office morale. If you are looking to scale your organization, you might be limited by how fast you can hire and retain a quality team. The second threat is rising inflation. Not only are your input costs going to increase, but your labor costs are going up as well. Maybe you can pass that cost on to your customer, otherwise your margins are going to get impacted. And with a tight labor market, you're going to have to pay up for new labor. The third threat is office dynamics. The old way of working 9 to 5 at a desk in an office is no longer what employees want. They want the flexibility to work where they want to work, in an office a few days a week, or fully remote. To get the best employees, you're limiting your hiring pool by not offering flexible work conditions. The change in office dynamics changes your processes, how you communicate, and how you operate. You will need systems that allow for your employees to work in various environments and be able to communicate effectively with each other. So how is this going to impact your accounts payable process? If you're like 57% of companies that have a completely manual AP process, you're going to feel the pinch of trouble finding staff that want to do the work and keeping staff to stay in the same job doing this type of work. And it's going to cost you more. Average AP teams operate in this environment, and they all have these issues. They're slow and inefficient at processing invoices, leading to not being able to close their books on time. They have strained relations with their vendors because they're not paying their vendors on time. They have lack of controls in place, leaving them open to fraud. Their AP process is a black box, and they don't know where the bottlenecks are. Their teams cannot access their systems remotely. Their processes are not scalable. They need to hire more FTE as they grow their unit counts. And there are multiple processes going on because operating a multi-unit business is complex. Maybe AP is pulling invoices from vendor portals. Maybe they're getting paper copies from the store or directly sent to head office. Or maybe invoices are coming in via email to head office or at the store, and the approval process is chaotic. You want to go from this to this. Then this webinar training is for you. As mentioned, we fundamentally believe that the most competitive companies are taking steps to modernize their AP process to put themselves in a position to grow and optimize profits. They have the right processes in place and are ready for unplanned opportunities that may appear, like acquiring a business that just came up for sale. Any bottlenecks in your process will limit and prevent you from growing. The results of what I'm going to be sharing with you today are extremely simple. They can be measured, and it's not complicated to act on either. What I'm sharing will help increase the number of invoices processed per AP staff on average by 3 times. That essentially means that you can grow your company 3 times and still be able to manage your AP processing with the same number of staff. Another way to look at this is you can free up your current staff's time by almost 70% to have them working on real value-added tasks that are going to push your company forward for success. These are the results of using AP automation software that is going to eliminate almost all of the data entry work and convert your AP staff into custodians and reviewers of the process. Let the software do the hard, monotonous work. Software never gets tired or takes a break of continuously processing invoices. It works both on regular invoices where the information is coded to one GL and on line item invoices where multiple items are coded to various GLs. In fact, it is not only going to make your AP staff efficient, but also the approvers as well. On average, you will see a reduction in approval time from 8 days to 1. The software is going to manage the approval process, which means you don't have to keep track of outstanding approvals or hound down those approvals that are late by email. Your AP team doesn't like doing it, and it causes them stress, especially around month end when the approvals are holding up the close. And the approvers aren't usually focused on admin work. They've got other more important things that they are working on and don't understand the sense of urgency near month end for the accounting department. Having full transparency of being able to see where invoices are at every stage of the AP process gives you back the control and visibility to know where the bottlenecks are in the process and allow you to act on it. Also, the software that I'm going to talk with you today has the power to transform the way you store invoices with searchable capabilities that is going to save 90% of the time it takes to search for invoices. No more storing paper invoices in bankers' boxes, taking up real estate for 7 years, or the cost of storing those invoices offsite. Or if you're storing those invoices in a document management system, it is going to save you time organizing the documents by vendor or month or whatever criteria you use to index. Think about how different your business would be if everything was digital and easily accessible. Now every data point on the invoice becomes a searchable data field. With the click of a button, you can retrieve and download the digital copy of that invoice. Not only that, you're now going to be able to analyze invoices and line items to see trends of prices or whether your vendors are charging you the correct amounts as per your contract. If you stick with me here to the end, you will understand how to do this. You will have the ability to eliminate printing and wasting paper in your company. You and your staff are going to feel good that you didn't have to cut down another forest this year. Now, we've done this for many multi-unit businesses, restaurants, hotels, dental offices, and retail operators. Clients like large Papa John's, Wendy's, and Jersey Mike's franchisees. Introducing Factura.ai, AP automation for multi-units. Our story began with a multi-unit Wendy's and Tim Hortons franchisee who had 33 locations across 2 brands and 3 legal entities. The owner was about to acquire 22 more Wendy's locations with plans to grow to 100 within the next 5 years. They had 2 AP staff manually processing 20,000 invoices a year, resulting in missed month-end deadlines. They were killing forests by printing lots of paper. They were storing invoices in filing cabinets and offsite for 7 years. They were working overtime. They're paying their vendors late. And one AP staff was ready to quit as the job had just become too stressful for her to manually manage the approval process, and she was missing family time at home. After implementing Factura.ai, the franchisee is now operating 55 units with extra AP capacity. They did it without adding any additional staff. And the best part is that AP coordinator that was ready to quit, she actually stayed and now loves her job. It allowed her to be more productive during work hours without working late nights or overtime, as it took the approval process off her plate. She is now a day ahead of her 3-day month-end close deadline. Here's a short video of Jackie, the AP coordinator that was ready to quit.
Now everything has changed, so it's not as time consuming. So I would say per invoice now, everything is minutes, right? As opposed to half an hour or 15 minutes per invoice in the past. More efficient. I could spend more time with other things within the accounting department, right? So they can give me more work. Usually I'm kind of ready after the second day, actually. I have 3 days, but I'm almost ready. By the second day, I'm pretty much okay. The fact that I can come in at 8:30 and leave at 4:30 is amazing compared to what we had before. So this has really changed my life in coming into work because, I don't think I could have done it much longer. I gotta be honest with you. So this is really, really good. Yeah. I love everything about it. Just love the fact that I don't have to do what I used to do before. Right? There's no more paper. There's no more filing. There's no more scanning. You know what I mean? That's basically it. That's what I love about it. I think every company should use it. Every company. I'm telling you, like I've used Great Plains as well, but and SAP, and I've used Sage in the past as well. This is the best that anybody's ever come up with. I'm telling you, this is great. Highly recommended.
So what makes Factura.ai so different? I believe there are 4 unique qualities. When combined, makes Factura.ai special. I will touch on each of the following points in greater detail shortly. For starters, we are the first fully automated accounts payable software designed for multi-units. Every detail of our platform, from the architecture to process a high volume of invoices on a daily basis, to the fully automated approval workflow that takes the info from the invoice, including the property address, and makes it easy for multi-level approvals. Secondly, our technology is superior to other AP solutions on the market. Thirdly, we have features like splitting an invoice across multiple locations that would only exist in an AP solution that deals with multi-units. And fourthly, our customer service. We are attentive, we are responsive, and we are constantly improving the platform based on customer feedback. We truly listen when you have something to say that brings value to our platform. To sum it up, we've had multi-units in mind from the beginning. It was never an afterthought. Now let's dive in and see some examples of the Factura.ai difference. For most companies, when it comes to AP, they are on the spectrum from manual on one side to fully automated on the other. Maybe your company is doing things manually, or maybe even semi-automated, like you have invoices coming in via EDI directly into your accounting system. Our goal is to automate as many pieces of the AP puzzle as possible to truly create full automation. Now, your vendor invoices come in various ways. The vendors may attach the invoice in an email, send it over to the store to head office. They may send paper copies to the store to head office. You may have to log into their portal and download and grab those invoices. Now, Factura.ai starts by creating one streamlined process to capture 100% of your invoices and ingest them directly into our platform. We'll set up one email address for your entire company to capture all invoices, not one email address per location. Whether you have 10 locations or 100, you get one email address. And the system is smart enough to know which location the invoice belongs to, based on the info on the invoice. It's either the address or possibly an account number. And that location info is so important when you are multi-unit, as it is key for either the approval process to send out to employees who manage specific locations, or for creating store P&Ls, where you need the information to go directly into the proper spot in your accounting system. Now, to send invoices into Factura.ai, you can get your vendors to send their invoices directly to that email address. You can set an auto forward for your AP inbox. You can scan a paper copy, and send it to that email address. You can manually upload those invoices into the Factura system. And we can even set up an automation to go into the vendor portals, grab the invoices. And this makes sense for portals like utilities, where they'll never send you an email or a paper copy. After an invoice comes into Factura.ai, the invoice data gets extracted and automatically coded within 30 seconds, automatically routed for approvals, and then pushed out to accounting. Now, one thing I want to raise about how we think about automation is even working on the small things. A great example are utility invoices. They typically do not have invoice numbers. We can set up a default to automatically create a unique invoice number based on the date and the store number, once again eliminating another manual step in the AP process. We'll design a workflow approval process based on your needs and rules. You can customize the workflow by dollar threshold, department, location, or vendor. And you can have multiple levels of approval as well. Now back to Factura.ai's streamlined process. After an invoice gets coded, it automatically gets routed into the approval process. In this example, you can see there are 19 invoices waiting for approval from general managers, one for the district manager, and none for executives. I'm going to mention it again, how important extracting and matching property addresses are for Factura.ai. If you have an approval process whereby a store manager signs off on an invoice, or you have a regional manager who oversees 7 stores, the only way to automatically route the invoice for an approval to the right location is to understand the location information. This is a testament to our goal of creating a fully automated system for multi-units. We have developed the best technology to handle this. Our software ingests, extracts, and codes invoices in 30 seconds or less. I want to repeat this because it is so important. You can see an example of an EcoBoard invoice. Factura.ai extracted all the information of this invoice, including matching the store address, name, or number. While some other AP automation software, you have to manually assign the location, which just means more manual touches, not with Factura.ai. Look at this Papa John's 2-page line item invoice. It took our system 30 seconds to capture, extract, and code each line item. And even this 5-page Cisco invoice. Look at all those line items. It only took 30 seconds to process. We aren't using outsourced people in a third world country, which becomes a black box when processing. By the way, that's the easiest test to know whether your software company is using software or is just outsourcing the work. We are using the best OCR technology to handle any type of invoice your vendor sends over. Everything is transparent with audit trails to see every step of the invoice journey. Our technology uses machine learning to improve data capture over time. A great example is when a vendor only uses the city name to identify an address. Once AP associates the address with that vendor, the system remembers, resulting in less manual adjustments. To show you the magic of machine learning, we can even click this training cap, and it not only enters in the data without any manual typing, but you're also training the system to get better, as information on the invoice may move around as vendors change the layout of their invoices. We have features that meet the needs for multi-units, like splitting one invoice across multiple locations. You can see here how easy it is to do this. Click the locations you want to split, click split evenly, and you're done. If you need to split the amount differently, simply go in and change the number. We even have a clone feature to save you a few steps of choosing locations based on the history of how you've split the invoice previously. We can now onboard a customer in 1 week or less. We offer unlimited support and training, and we integrate directly with popular accounting systems. We are one of the top-rated AP software companies on G2, and our customers love us for our great product, but even better customer service. Here's an email from one of my happy customers. As you can see, we are one of her favorite vendors of all time. Factura.ai is the tool that's going to help your organization win. Your AP process now is going to be the fastest AP process on the planet, expediting your financial closes. It's going to improve your relations with your vendors because you're going to pay them on time. It's going to give you the approval controls and transparency in place to limit fraud. Everything in Factura is transparent, from the workflow to see every step of the invoice journey. Our system is browser-based. As long as you have internet, you can access the system anywhere. There's nothing to download. And our system is highly scalable. It will allow you to grow your unit count without adding as many bodies to process invoices. And we are going to give you one simple AP process. After using Factura.ai, you are going to once and for all solve your accounts payable process needs for now and the future. Thank you so much for joining me today. Seeing is truly believing. To learn more about how we can transform and modernize your AP department, please email me at bradley@factura.ai. Thank you.